What's good, YouTube? It's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you the easiest way how you can extract sounds from loops or samples. Let's say you got a drum loop going on and you really like the way those hi-hats sound and feel and vibe, but you just want those hi-hats. You don't want the kick, you don't want the clap, you don't want anything else, just those hi-hats. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to extract those hi-hats and just work with that in your productions. Today's video, we're also going to be working with 3 different drum loops. We'll be extracting sounds and creating an entirely new pattern with 3 different loops. As a foundation to our track, we'll be using this 4-chord synth pattern right over here. So now that we got that giant explanation of what we're doing today, let's go ahead and start extracting sounds from loops. So over here is our first loop that we'll be working with. It's a boy wonder loop. So I'm thinking for this one, we'll take the kick and the hi-hat. All right, and to do that, we're gonna create a new software instrument track. And we're gonna bring in a plugin called Regroover Pro by Accusonus. And this is what it looks like right here. It's a really dope plugin. What it essentially does is when you drag in a loop or sample, it'll analyze that sample and then give you the stems, the individual stems for that loop. So as you would on a regular track, your kick would be on its own track, your hi-hat would be on its own track, your snare, and so on. This will analyze that 2-channel loop and just spit out those different stems for you. So let's go ahead and do that with this first one right over here. Drag that in. It's going to analyze that sample, and it gave us the different stems that it thinks is in this loop. It'll also sync that loop to the tempo of your session as well. All right, so for this one, like I said earlier, I do want to focus in on the kicks off this one and the hi-hats. So here is our what looks to be our kick. So it also included the snare as well, probably because the snare lives in the same frequency range as the kick, but no worries, it's very easy to remove it. We're gonna go ahead and actually let's turn on our grid here. Let's go do an 8th grid here. And let's go ahead and just remove our snares. I'm just gonna double click here on our snares or snaps, whatever it is. And I think I'm just gonna use the second portion of these kicks. Let's go ahead and split. And now we don't have them anymore. I'm going to use our markers here, where I can use just to loop a certain section. Perfect. Now we just have our kicks. Very simple kick pattern, but that's what we want to go for. And then we're going to set our clip length when we export it to 4 bars, because we got 4 bars in our session right now. We're going to click and hold this right here and just drag that in. Regroover will export that for you automatically when you click and drag from here, and you got this kick pattern. All right, next let's go ahead and let's extract our hi-hats as well. And I think I'm going to include this layer as well, because it has like those high artifacts from the hats. And we'll take the 4 bars as well. Click, hold, drag, and now we got our hi-hats here. All right, next let's go ahead and just reinitiate this Regroover Pro. I'm going to go to Project, New Project. Okay. And let's drag in our second loop right over here. So for maybe this one, we'll take and extract the clap because, well, we need some sort of snare or clap here. Let's go ahead and solo that out. There's our clap. All right, let's go ahead and set our clip length to 4 bars, and let's go ahead and export that. And this is what it sounds like. there's a little blip at the end. I don't think it will match our pattern here, so let's take that out. And I'm just going to add in some reverb here. Logic Space Designer. All right, so that's good there. Let's just cycle through some of the different stems here that Regroover gave us here from this loop. I don't want that. That's the kick. We already have a kick. And that's the hi-hat. So let's go ahead and just throw out this loop. We took what we wanted from it. We like the way that clap sounded. And now we have it without any of the other elements in on it. And let's go ahead and drag in our last loop over here. All right, so there's some cool sounds in there that we're going to take out. One of them being that percussion here. I like sort of that groove to it. Let's set our clip length to 4 bars. And maybe we'll add in some drive before we export this. Let's go to saturation, turn that on. Pull up the drive to about maybe 20 dBs just to pull out that sound a bit. All right, let's go ahead and click drag into our session. We get something like this. Maybe we'll add some reverb on this as well. Sounds like something you could use in like an A$AP Ferg type track. All right, next let's go ahead and what else should we take from here? We can take that maybe. Let's see what this is. All right, so I like this do sound right over here. I'm also going to add in some drive here as well, just to pull it out. And then we're going to go ahead and drag that in, just like that. As you can see, it gets really easy to pull out sounds from loops and samples. Let's go ahead and solo that out. So I don't want that dono. We'll take that out, chop that out. Whoa. And maybe we'll put some sort of delay on this here. Let's go delay. Maybe a quarter alternating pan would work on this. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. All right, let's see if there's anything else that we want to take from there. Let's see here. Maybe we'll take that little pattern right over there as well. Go to extract that. And we'll just put this nice in the background here. Solo out our drum so you hear what's going on. Bring the synth loop. So that's how easy it is to take a loop or sample that you like and just take the bits and pieces that you like from it, leave everything else behind, and just work with that sound that you want. I will place a link in the description box below this video to Regroover Pro. If you want to learn more about it, you can click that link. But if you do have any questions on it or just want to chat, let's go ahead and talk in the comment section below. If you did like this video, remember thumbs up and share it. And if you haven't already and you're new to I'm a Music Mogul, hit that subscribe button for more great videos like this one. I'll talk to y'all soon. Later. Peace.